Hello, Black Eagles. The day has finally come. Beşiktaş have made their first signing of the summer mercato. Rather, at least it looks like it. It's not official yet, but it's about to happen. David Jurásek from Benfica, a former player from Slavia Prague as well, and of course the Czech national team. And he played this past season on loan at Hoffenheim. And right now I have David Čermák to speak to me about. Give us his insights on the player so we can get to know him a little bit better. Because David, thank you for joining us. But for us, Jurásek is a little bit of unfamiliar name. How would you describe him as a player? What can Beşiktaş fans expect from him, you think?
Hello, guys. I'm happy to be here with you, and I can describe him as a very pacey player with big acceleration. I think his speed stands out. He can really burst past opponents. He loves to push forward, overlap on the left flank, and deliver crosses. He's very good crosser, actually. I think he's really good at his crossing, and he also covers a lot of ground, and his energy levels are very high. So he's also quite good on the ball, I would say. He's able to go one-on-one, but of course he's still developing, especially in his defensive discipline and maybe also tactical awareness. And I would say he's not the strongest guy, so he can sometimes lack more power in physical duels. So that's how I would describe him, his strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think it didn't work out for him at Benfica? What do you think he was missing in his game plan, or was it maybe an unfortunate domino effect of circumstances, or something with injuries, or what do you think the main issue was holding him back there?
I think it's a mixture of the things you mentioned. It all came too early for him, from my opinion. I think he was probably not ready to the jump from Slavia to Benfica, which Benfica is an enormous club with really high reputation, and they are playing Champions League almost every year. And at such a young age and with very little international experience, I thought it would be hard for him. But on the other hand, I predicted him to succeed there because he is a modern type of defender, and I really felt that it's his time to go there, but perhaps it showed that it was too early for him. And maybe if he stayed a year or two more at Slavia, he could be a different player, because Slavia, they really help players to develop. Mm-hmm. But who can reject Benfica? It's very difficult to reject such a club.
Yeah, very true. And then at Hoffenheim, of course, he spent this past season. I did some reading online. I saw he had a broken arm injury in 2024, which sidelined him for a while. And after coming back from that, he kind of lost his place in the team. Do you think that was the main reason for him not succeeding there, and then perhaps them not triggering his buyout clause?
Yes, I think that was the main reason. And also the fact that he was on loan there, which is always quite difficult for the player. And Hoffenheim, they were battling for relegation. So I think maybe they decided to rely more on their own players. And as the season was coming, it became more and more difficult for the players who were on loan, because probably they just decided that they didn't want them to stay there any longer. It was a difficult season for Hoffenheim, and I think it was an even more difficult season for David, because he really didn't play much. I think he was like maybe 5 or 6 times in the starting lineup in the league out of 30 games, or how many do they play in Germany? I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's not so much. Yeah. So it was difficult for him, yeah.
And you mentioned that perhaps had he spent some more time at Slavia, he could have taken some more steps and developed further. Do you think that is something he will be able to do in the Turkish league? You see the Turkish league as a good place for him to further hone his craft?
Could be. I think it could be good for him, but the one thing he really needs is to settle somewhere, to stay somewhere for a while, and to find a team that really believes in him, where the people like him, where the fans like him, the manager likes him, the teammates. I think that's something he didn't really find at Benfica or at Hoffenheim, because he was not playing so much and he couldn't really show himself on the field. So if Beşiktaş really wants to rely on him, I think it would be a a really great transfer for him. But I don't know if they want him as number one choice on the left back, or if he is just a squad player for them or something like that. I'm not really sure about that. But if he plays a lot, I think the Turkish league and Beşiktaş is a really good club for him to develop.
Well, I can tell you that he will be the starting left back for sure. In Turkey, there's a foreign limit, so the current left back, Artur Masuaku, his contract is expiring, and he's 31 years old already. And they did not really fancy continuing with him, so they wanted to find someone younger, someone that they could still develop, and also I think matches some of those traits that you mentioned: hardworking, fast, good crosser. Masuaku was a good crosser of the ball, but he wasn't necessarily the most explosive, not the most dynamic. So that all sounds really good. He's also noted down as a pretty versatile player. He's a left back, left wing back, but he can also play as a left midfielder, left winger. Would you say that his offensive aspect of the game is his strong suit compared to his defensive attributes?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think he also started as a winger, as a left winger, and he also spent some time when he was younger playing in the central midfield, but mostly as a winger, and he was attacking a lot. And you can feel it from his game that even if he's playing a defender, he still really likes to attack and to go forward. It's I think it's one of the things he really likes at football. He really wants to go forward all the time.
Yeah, and maybe finally for the Czechian national team, of course, last season I think it was we watched Sparta Prague demolish Galatasaray, and they had a really good right back, if I remember, Karabek, I think his name was, or something like that, right?
No, the right back. I think it was Preciado, Angelo Preciado.
Oh yeah. Okay,
he also scored against Galatasaray. He scored a goal. I remember that. I was there.
Fantastic.
I was there actually.
That's great. Sorry, can't hide my glee there. But how do you see David's chances in the Czechian national team if he were to have a good season, say at Beşiktaş? Do you think he is somebody that could vie for a starting role in the national team, or do you think that he is for the foreseeable future more in a backup role for the Czechian national team?
No, definitely. I see him as a future number one left back for the Czech national team. He already played, I think, 10 or 11, maybe 12 matches for the national team. I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
But out of the last 10 games, he only featured once because he was injured and he was not playing. And I think it's a big pity because he's a modern left back and we really need somebody like him because we don't have many left backs, not many explosive left backs, the players with such perfect acceleration as he has. We have some good players as left backs, but not this modern kind of wing backs, the players who really support attack. So I think we really need him. And if he plays often at Beşiktaş, it will only be good for the national team. And I can really imagine that if he starts playing often every week, he'll be back in the national team and back in the starting lineup very soon.
Okay. Well, that's great to hear. That means that you have quite some faith in his abilities and in his potential. And that's great to hear. Of course, Beşiktaş fans right now, they're not sure what to expect. Hopefully, we'll get to see him in action real soon. We will be playing probably against Shakhtar Donetsk in the Europa League qualifiers in about a month. So we'll probably see him in action before that in the friendlies as well. So looking forward to seeing what David Jureška can offer Beşiktaş going forward. And thank you very much, David, as well for your contributions and your insights on the player.
Thank you for having me, and it was nice for me to spend some time with you.
Thank you. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of future videos and live streams. Thank you. Bye bye.